Ako si Semi, nagtitinda dito sa Pleasantville. Suki ko si Clarice. Merry Christmas. Ikaw ba, Clarice, ay taga rito mismo sa Lucena?
And this is the hallway to the third. I don't know. This is the hallway to the third. Wait.
Nagtitinda ng isda dito sa Pleasantville. Suki ko si Clarice. Merry Christmas.
Hello, hi, once again, this is yours truly, Clarice T, and today is Sunday, the 9th of March, 2025. So it's an early, considering that it's a weekend, this Sunday, I've been up since early. So it's around, time check, it's 7:17. This podcast is one of the I think one of the more important updates that I am sharing through my podcast.
Hello, today is the 29th of October 2024, and as I am waiting for the online seminar on taxation, how to pay my taxes anywhere, any permanent or appropriate jurisdiction through like Taxumo, the company that is offering services to be able for someone like me, a freelancer, to pay my taxes anywhere and at any time, and they are accredited by the BIR as one of the legitimate companies to help taxpayer do that here in the Philippines. And because of the treaties between countries when it comes to taxation, they will be a big help in helping me sort out my taxes. Now that the payouts are coming in and they are a product of the different agreements that I had entered into, paid by my own money, the Philippine currency and in the US dollar currency, which I have copy electronically and which can be produced by printing them in as hard copy, which I hope to bring the US consulate for the interview that I am setting up.
What will happen in the next weeks and months? They are critical actually. Not just for me, but also for the other persons and parties of interest. So, since just a week ago, upon receiving all the benefits of clearance application and requests for record for my data, I am standing now as a beneficiary of the clearances and direct conversation, personal courtesy call at the foremost law enforcement agencies here in our locality, because anything that will be transmitted or elevated to the next level should come from the local jurisdiction, generally speaking. So if I have, for instance, a case that I am part of or I am a party to, like someone has complaints about me or against me, I should be heard about it. And my timetable, like my whereabouts for the last for the last 5 years are quite constant. It's within local level. So anything that is within the prescribed period of time, save for the more major crimes with a longer prescription before any complaint that should be lodged against me should take place in the place where I've been, the whereabouts, or if it's a cyber law violation, it will also have an offline or coordination with local law enforcement agency. And so that was my beat for the last 5 years. That is the hassle brought by having a name that's not exclusively mine, where I found my name in different anecdotes and in different woes and in different complaints. So, today, March 9, Sunday, some elements of my writings, like writings to DSWD, to the Department of Social Welfare and Development, which is the basic institution that is at the grassroots level. And actually, many people don't know this, are not aware that DSWD is quite a very comprehensive and a gatekeeper, like in child's welfare, in family concerns. They should be in direct coordination with the Justice Department, with the barangay. It's the smallest unit of government here in the Philippines. And so these are the agencies that had I went back to because my name was at the lips and at the mouth of some people who had heard complaints, grievous complaints about me. So I was there. And looking back, I can't really say that some elements are typical and some are not. But in any case, I am confident it will be therapeutical and enlightening, as well as lessons that should be learned by similarly situated women who, because of various reasons like economic reasons, they have to work outside the family home, or are taking risks just to compensate for the lack of income that we all know that every family, in order to function and in order to produce the children that we hope them to be, they are going to need not just our physical presence, but also the resources that are needed, like for education, for their medical needs, should there be any challenges or any sickness condition in the family, right? So women are, they would go out of the comfort zone and interact with other social entities or social part of society, which can be at this time can be quite risky. So the crisis centers I had previous, like if I have, by the grace of God, I was able to define my steps, like what should I do. Okay, I have encountered a problem in my record. I have encountered lack of payout. Excuse me. I had a rehearsal yesterday and my voice had taken some strenuous exercises. Well, anyway, so how about these women, especially those who are at a loss without a clue what to do next if they find themselves in a vulnerable situation? because let's face it, women in terms of strength can easily be overcome by the weakest of men. If the worst comes to worst, the restraint and the freedom of movement can easily happen with just the physical strength of any man, right? So, how do they cope? And it is encouraging to know that many institutions have dedicated some resources to provide shelter and centers for these women who who have fallen prey to predators and other exploiting operations of unknown elements, hidden elements. So before I can get in touch with the SWD, I have to make sure that my motive and my intent are as transparent as I would, as what is the common practice, what should be a due diligence of both parties, right? I cannot go there offering something because I myself am under suspicion for whatever allegation that have yet to be sorted out and dealt with. So before I can approach them, I have to undergo the DSWD's own investigation, their own due process, like being in my place, meeting some members of my family, going through the document verification, and it had taken time, actually years. So if I was just faking it for the moment, it would have been there would have been gotcha moment because of the years of the process that had been taking so long, that it had involved the ups and downs of my life, and any weak link could have provided the incriminating evidence against me. Anyway, I couldn't speak up before, as determined as I am today, without the benefit of clearances and direct coordination with law enforcement and other investigative bodies. And also, I would like to reassure some generous and forgiving individuals who had to wait along with me because I couldn't come up with a payment for the services that I had badly needed back then. Like it's actually more than a decade. I can name such an excuse me, such a business establishment are that is until these days in providing me with a graceful way to settle, like si Ate Yayo, yeah, the Avon. I would like to say that I haven't forgotten it. Jessica Sarmiento, yeah, she had. I went back to the place, and I think she had relocated, so I would be taking up where we left off after this week, and then Mr. Garcia of James Cooper Doll we are friends in Facebook. So even if he has transferred to another location, I can still find him and make right. See, I have kept some records which I don't intend to forget. So I would like to be able, I am praying to be finally to, to compute the amount plus the interest as token of my apologies and regret for not, for my inability to pay earlier than now. So I quite understand it because my mother had financial business of her own, and she would despair over the non-payment, how the interest would accumulate. But after a certain period of time, humanity will kick in, and that there would be some condonation. And yeah, I would also appeal for that condonation of beyond the amount that I can pay. So with all these things going on, actually, it's keeping me busy and on my feet. Actually, although for health reason, I couldn't let them stew over my mind. So, by the grace of God, finally, I am able to go back and immerse myself in the memory of what had happened I, you know, that would somehow make an effective gesture of consolation, of paying back. So it might be said that, my current advocacy towards this woman being vulnerable, especially, if like for some reason strangers, or not strangers but mere acquaintances, became suddenly the next of kin, suddenly became the guardian or the trustees, and that one has suddenly become a ward of some people whom they barely knew, or who have their own vested interest. So it might be said that this advocacy is only a smokescreen to avoid being held accountable to my own wrongs and allegedly illegal acts committed against known or unknown individual and group or organization. So that had to be dealt with. If indeed I have clean hands, then I can, take refuge in the government agencies that deal with these matters, and also find ways to not let the experiences that I had go to waste, by sharing the lessons that I myself have learned and how I am able to deal with it by God's grace. So I hope that this will be somehow a platform that I can truly own, and that it's built up by years and years of sorting out and making decisions inside and within the circumstances that I found myself in, and not resorting to to my own call, to let the end justify the means, whatever and however human solution can provide. Of course, I'm not perfect, so there were lapses of judgment, and that too had provided some, the consequences are so mind-boggling that I will not forget them so easily. The precautionary tale for some others. Suffice to say, my name will also warrant at this point in time a background check that will include human trafficking provisions of the actual law. The it's RA Republic Act. I forgot, but it's more comprehensive, and it's expanded anti-human trafficking law that was and former Senator Juan Ponce Enrile was the key government lawmaker that had carried this into becoming the actual law that it is now. So it will not just be a loosely translated wrong identification, like, oh, I've been wrongly identified, oh, that's not me. No, it had, because of years of damages that I had incurred, and that it had involved other institutions and other individuals, which foremost of which, the minor members of our family. I have managed to elevate this into the actual application of the law, and it's a transnational. And so that's about it. That's just about the time that I can allot for this podcast. Now I have to do some editing for the privileged speech of my brother, his last actually, as the board member of the first district of Quezon, because he is running for a local election as councilor of the city of Tayabas. And I want to do my bit for his remaining days as the board member. We call that in Tagalog, bukal. Bukal ng unang distrito ng Quezon. And my daughter Jacqueline had said, he should be able to deliver it. Yeah, I will do what I can. So that's about it. Thanks for listening, and it will not suffice to say that you will be hearing from me through podcast, but actually, the posters and the permits, the local permits, will enable me to discuss the beneficiary or the objective of the music event, the cause behind the music event that I would launch here, with or without live audience. For now, hi, in continuation, today is the 10th of March 2025. It's a Monday, and it's a hot Monday afternoon once again. So I would like to read this GR number from the Second Division of Supreme Court. What is in my favor in reading this is that it is using the English alphabet. So thank goodness that it's not written in a foreign alphabet, where it is most decidedly prohibited to me, because I can never understand even one sentence, or one letter of it. But because it's written in English alphabet, I stand a chance that I would be like comprehending some basic sentence construction, and that I will know what to ask from a real lawyer. Whereas if I haven't encountered this research material, I will not know what I do not know. So because there is something that a layperson can read, there is a basis to ask a question, like even the resource person, who is usually an officer of the court, will know the context and the background where I'll be coming from with my question, and we will not be starting from a very hazy fishing expedition, and that um, he would have to, explain so many things to me. But in light of the things that so far my comprehension allows me to understand, so here goes. GR number 206150, dated August 9th, 2017. It's penned by Supreme Court Justice Leonen J. It's Justice Leonen. I believe his first name is Marvik Leonen. So it says here, courts will not render judgment on a moot and academic case unless any of the following circumstances exists. Number one, grave constitutional violations. Number two, exceptional character of the case. Number three, paramount public interest. Number four, the case presents an opportunity to guide the bench, the bar, and the public. I think this is what they call the jurisprudence, establishing like there is no other case has been heard before this. So it's going to help every sector of society. And number five, the case is capable of repetition, yet evading review. So the vicious cycle will continue on and on until the court intervenes. So that is more or less my understanding of it as a layperson. The terminologies that I will use, of course, will not be based on previous knowledge, but there is somewhat an equalizing factor provided by the technology, wherein they can give out knowledge in our fingertips. It's somehow those who went through years and years of formal education would deem this as not equal to the kind of knowledge and expertise they have because they went through formal schooling. And I am the first to give them that. This is just to guide me, like, so that I will know what I do not know. So this case is Land Bank of the Philippines, the petitioner, versus Fastech Synergy Philippines Incorporated, formerly First Asia System Tech Incorporated, and et al. So there are other parties of interest. So I want to read specifically the paragraph that I am most interested in continuation of my earlier, the first part of this podcast, paragraph 71 to 72. This is still Justice Leonen, the Philippine Supreme Court. This court arrived at the above conclusion after a careful scrutiny of the case records. The decision is comprehensive enough that to rule on the issue raised by petitioner will be futile and is a waste of this court's time and resources. Moreover, petitioner did not advance any other issue that could have been resolved by this court. Therefore, with the promulgation of the June 28, 2016 decision in GR number 206528, the present case has been rendered moot and academic. That's actually the operative phrase that I would like to be illuminated in. Moot and academic. To read the next paragraph, paragraph 72. In Timbal Timbol versus Commission on Elections. A case is moot and academic if it, open quote, ceases to present a justifiable controversy because of supervening events, so that a declaration thereon would be of no practical use or value. End of quote. If it ceases to present a justifiable controversy. So there is no more point of contention, there is no more controversy. So if any party failed to present the point of dispute, the conflict, the presence of a real legitimate conflict, then it should not be dismissed as moot and academic, but without justifiable controversy because of supervening events, so that a declaration thereon would be of no practical use or value. Period. End of quote. When a case is moot and academic, this court generally declines jurisdiction over it. These are recognized exceptions to this rule. These are recognized exceptions to this rule. This court has taken cognizance of moot and academic cases when, number one, there was a grave violation of the Constitution. Number two, the case involved a situation of exceptional character and was of paramount public interest. So the amount of public interest, my next question would be, how can it be measured? How can it be evaluated? Like exceptional character and was of paramount public interest. So if the public will not be affected or will not have any interest in this, probably that's it. I would need elaboration on this. And then number three, the issues raised required the formulation of controlling principles to guide the bench, the bar, and the public. So yes, if it's precedent setting, it will establish the jurisprudence. And number four, the case was capable of repetition, yet evading review. So the vicious cycle, it will go on, and there is no other recourse. There is no way to review it and to thresh out what's needed to be done to move forward except through court. Paragraph 74. I'm not going to read the whole paragraph, but just a sentence, because I truly believe that I have already established the context and background that can somehow forgive me if I take the liberty of highlighting one sentence from the whole paragraph. And I quote, "There is no longer any justifiable controversy that may be resolved by the court." End of quote. End of quote. So it's just actually summarizing it. There is no longer any justifiable controversy that may be resolved by the court. If the controversy has been resolved through other means, what is there? What is left for the court to untangle or to thresh out and to decide on? Similarly, in the same vein, the phrases "no practical use or value." So the party that will petition either the court or the Supreme Court for a case, in behalf of a case, like even what they call a correction of an appeal. So if they cannot prove the practical use or value of reopening it and for the Supreme Court to take jurisdiction over it, it will not be another phrase that I have read, quote, and I quote, dismiss it on ground of mootness, end of quote. So the petition could be dismissed on the ground of mootness. So this matters because I am the person of interest and I have to look for a way to be educated, to be enlightened as far as my legal position as a respondent, the respondent Clarissa M. Talaga Garcia, as well as being educated directly, credibly, of course, with matters regarding the legal position or status of complainant Clarissa M. Talaga Garcia. So for the longest time, I have assumed both role as the respondent and the complainant. And so it had been a journey for me to find as much as I can and from the general principles, from the general knowledge, to bring it to for them to be applied to the situations that I have, which can only happen through the documentation and from there, the facts and the evidence, the proof of my intent. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that even as a layperson, there is a value to what had helped me in terms of my own initiative to help myself through the help, of course, of licensed professional. But one thing for sure, even with the presence of a legal counsel or a licensed professional, I cannot relinquish the responsibility that I have over my actions and over my over the consequences of my actions, whatever they may be or wherever they may lead me. And it truly has been a journey full of some mixed bags of nuts. So still here for now. Thanks. Before I truly end this podcast, I want to issue this invitation once again to my live event, and hopefully it's gonna be a continuation of the 2019 live events that we had successfully launched here locally in our hometown, Lucena City, province of Quezon. Thanks.
Such a feeling's coming over me. There is wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eyes, and I won't be surprised if it's a dream. Everything I want the world to be is now coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear, it's because you are here. You're the nearest thing to heaven that I've seen. I'm on the top of the world looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can find is the love that I found ever since you've been around. Your love's put me at the top of the world. I'm on When I was young, I'd listen to the radio, waiting for my favorite songs. When they played, I'd sing along. It made me smile. Those were such happy times, and not so long ago.
These are the songs that I'm going to sing. I hope that my listeners can also sing with me. In promoting my own acoustic songs, I also want to promote this music which served as the -1. If I can sing these songs, I bet you could also. So together, why don't we make beautiful music? And he is a very, very gifted Filipino musician, arranger. I'm still going to read on Sir Mr. Sunny Lakad.
When they get to the part where he's breaking her heart, it can really make me cry, just like before. It's yesterday once more. Day after day, I must face a world of strangers where I don't belong. I'm not that strong. It's nice to know that there's someone I can turn to who will always care. You're always there when there's no getting over that rainbow. When my smallest of dreams won't come true, I can take all the madness the world has to give, but I won't last a day without you.